Okay, hello again. We are still here at beautiful Lava Camp Lake. It's August 14th, and we are here with
Bloated.
Bloated. Where are you from, Bloated?
Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Santa Fe, New Mexico. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool place. Been there a couple of times. Now I understand that you are section hiking.
Yeah, Sierra City to Canada.
So that's a long ways. That's how many miles is that?
It's about 1,400, a little over half. Yeah.
Okay, wow, that's pretty impressive. I was talking to Bloated before this interview, and he sounds like he's a pretty good hiker. So I asked him if he wouldn't mind doing an interview, and if there's anybody out there who's wondering on how to plan and put together a hike like this, if he's got any suggestions for you. So he says, yeah, that would be really cool. So I would, I'm really honored to have him, give any helpful information he may have. Go ahead.
Thanks. I think that, you learn the most on trail. So I think that just the first step is just getting out and doing it.
Yeah.
And don't be overly intimidated by the distance or the time or the commitment or the logistics of it.
It's good to do just one day at a time, isn't it?
And just come out and start doing it, and you'll learn so much on trail, and there's always opportunity to change up gear and change up strategies while you're in the middle of it. But I think just not overthinking it almost.
Yeah.
I didn't spend a lot of time planning. I got on trail July 1st, and I kind of decided to do this June 1st, so I had about a month to put everything together. And didn't even know about the PCT before June 1st. And so now, here we are at Lava Camp Lake, almost done with Oregon. And my longest hike before this was about 4 days. And that was right before I got on trail to see how it worked out. And I would say one of the biggest things I've learned is you definitely do not need to spend a lot of money. I think that you can get great food for cheap at grocery stores, couscous, Andy's mac and cheese, tuna packs. Mm-hmm. All of that stuff is great and super tasty. And you don't need to necessarily go to the big sporting goods outdoor stores and spend a whole lot of money on your stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people probably wondering how much you have to eat on the trail. And let's say in comparison to how much you eat when you're at home,
right,
and how much you eat on the trail, what would be the difference?
I just try and eat kind of constantly on trail because I don't like sitting down and having a big meal despite being bloated.
Yeah.
It never really sits well with me, so I'm eating all the time on trail.
How many calories per day do you think you're consuming?
I'd say around 4,000.
Around 4,000. That sounds about right.
Yeah, and I'm doing 20 to 25 miles a day, and so around 4,000. But I don't have it planned out super well in terms of sitting down with a notebook and a spreadsheet and figuring it out.
So what's your best thing you like about the trail? I mean, what's the one thing you really enjoy the most about hiking the trail and being out in the wilderness and that kind of thing?
Well, obviously this kind of trail magic is great, and running into people that are so friendly and open and interested in the trail and the PCT in general is amazing. And it's a great community. I've really gotten along with all the hikers I've met, and all the trail angels are just really supportive and awesome. And everyone is so kind of harmonious and all out here for the same reason.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own personal reasons, but everyone's kind of on the same page, and it's great to be part of that community. And I definitely feel honored about that. But it's been amazing just day to day, not even knowing what's around the next corner. And just for example, Southern Oregon, I start to get so sick of seeing trees. It was trees all the time. And then you turn the corner and suddenly you're in the Sisters Wilderness, and it's just like, oh my gosh, where did this come from?
Yeah.
This is amazing. And the last 2 days have just been some of the best stuff I've seen on trail since who knows when.
Yeah, you sure get up and personal with Three Finger Jack, don't you?
Yeah, it's amazing. Really good. It's really good.
Sisters Wilderness is just a beautiful place.
Yeah.
You had said something a little bit earlier pertaining to, be honest with you, I kind of lost my train of thought, so we'll just kind of go on to something else here, and I'll get back to it.
Sure.
So, what's the worst thing that you the one thing you don't like about the trail?
Before I met up with my hiking partner Helena, I was using a hammock in Northern California, Hennessy hammock, and I hate to diss any product, but that just did not work for me. I had no real understanding of just how cold it was going to be in July, and I was freezing every night, and just so ready to get in a tent and sleep on the ground. And I'm so thankful to be sleeping on the ground right now.
You hear that, boys and girls?
It's so much colder in July up at 7,000 feet than you would expect. And being from Santa Fe is at 7,500 feet. And I slept in it a couple of times there, but it's just no comparison. So that's just something that if you consider using that product, I would definitely research it. And I was wearing long underwear and a long top and a fleece in a 32-degree nice down bag, and I was cold every night.
Now, if somebody was looking for information in books or something like that, is there some suggestion you can give for some literature out there that can help you also for training the PCT?
You know, I picked up just the first guidebook that I found, and it was definitely sufficient. But I think that a lot of people are using the half-mile maps, and those are amazing, and just high-quality information there. And I think the best thing you can do is get involved in the community, and maybe instead of getting a book, research on the internet, get on some of the forums, and ask questions about people that have really done it and have lived through the experience. And if you can meet some people in person, there'll be just such a great wealth of information, and just get involved in the community.
There you go.
A lot of the guys that write the books, they've through-hiked, but you'll learn so much more talking to people and just their personal experiences, and you get a broader base of information. And I think that I definitely wish I had gotten more involved in the community beforehand, because it's an amazing place.
That's really good advice. And back to what I kind of lost my chain of thought on, I've had a lot of hikers tell me that they wish society could be like the Pacific Crest Trail Society, because it really is an open and honest society where people have a lot of respect and love for each other.
Yeah.
And I wish the world could be like this too, but
well, it sounds, hike your own hike sounds like a platitude, but a lot of people really embrace it, and you don't get a lot of judgment, and it's really great. And you see guys out here doing 20s, doing 40s, doing 10s, section hikers, through hikers, ultralight, whatever. And everyone's still doing the same thing and out here for the same reason. I think it's a great community.
Yeah, and one thing that's interesting is, you could be hiking along with people who are, doctors, nuclear physicists. I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the people that we meet, and we ask them what they do for a living. They tell us, it's like, holy cow, man, this guy's like really smart or something, but there's a lot of times you just have no idea what the other person does for a living, but yet you have that one common bond, and that's every footstep on the Pacific Crest Trail,
Absolutely.
So anyhow, with that being said, we really appreciate you taking the time to
thank you,
to give that very helpful information and doing the interview with us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We hope you
Thanks for the trail magic.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
We wish you Godspeed on your hike, and we will see you in Canada, right?
Absolutely.
All right, man. Bye-bye, guys.